Have you ever sat down at 2 a.m., staring at your ceiling, wondering, what's the actual point of all this? You wake up, drag yourself to work or school, pay bills, scroll on TikTok or Instagram for hours, maybe hang out with friends on the weekend, and then repeat the whole cycle again. And at the end of it all, death. Game over. So what's the meaning of life? Why are we here? One French philosopher, Albert Camus, looked this question dead in the eye, and his answer was shocking. Life is absurd. But wait, don't get depressed yet, because Camus didn't stop there. He gave us a way to live fully, even when life feels meaningless. And today we're diving deep into his philosophy, his famous story of the myth of Sisyphus, and what it all means for you and me. Albert Camus was born in 1913 in French Algeria. His dad died in World War I when Camus was just a baby. So he was raised by his mom in poverty. Despite the struggles, he grew up smart, curious, and deeply reflective. He studied philosophy, wrote novels, and became a journalist. But here's the twist. Camus never wanted to be called a philosopher. He saw himself more as a writer who explored big questions. Still, today he's remembered as one of the greatest minds of the 20th century. He even won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1957, at just 44 years old. So, yeah, this dude wasn't just sitting in a library writing boring essays. He lived through wars, poverty, and real struggles, and that shaped how he saw life. So, what did Camus mean when he said life is absurd? It's not about life being silly or ridiculous. Absurd means the clash between two things, humans craving meaning. We desperately want life to have purpose, and the universe staying silent, and no matter how much we search, the universe gives us nothing. That's the absurd. Think about it. You work hard hoping it will all mean something. You pray, meditate, or search for signs. But when you look up at the stars, the universe doesn't answer back. It's like calling customer service and being stuck on hold forever. You're begging for meaning, but all you hear is silence. That frustration, that emptiness. That's what Camus called the absurd. To explain this, Camus used an ancient Greek myth. There was a guy named Sisyphus. He tricked the gods and cheated death. So, as punishment, they gave him the most hopeless task ever. He had to push a giant boulder up a mountain. But every time he reached the top, the boulder rolled back down, forever. Endless struggle, no finish line. Sounds depressing, right? But Camus saw something powerful in this story. He said, that's basically human life. We wake up, go to work, cook, clean, pay bills. Next day, do it all over again, and again, and again. Our lives can feel like we're just pushing a rock up the hill. But here's the genius part. Camus said we should imagine Sisyphus happy, because even though the task is pointless, Sisyphus owns it. He accepts the struggle. He finds meaning not in reaching the top, but in the act of pushing itself. Now here's where it gets deep. Camus asked, when we realize life is absurd, what can we do? He said we have three options. First, suicide, give up. But Camus rejected this. He said ending life just avoids the question. It doesn't solve it. Second, a religious leap of faith. Believe in God or some higher power to explain life. But Camus called this philosophical suicide because it's like pretending there's meaning without proof. And third, rebellion. Accept that life is absurd, but live it fully anyway. This was Camus' answer. Don't escape life. Embrace it. Create your own meaning through experiences, love, art, freedom. In other words, even if life has no grand cosmic purpose, you can still find your purpose. Okay, pause for a second. Why does this matter to us right now? Because honestly, life today feels more absurd than ever. You wake up to 100 notifications. You grind through a 9 to 5 job just to pay rent. Social media makes you compare yourself to everyone else. The news is full of chaos, wars, and climate disasters. And in all this noise, we still secretly ask, what's the point? Camus' answer: don't run from that question. Stare it in the face. Admit life is absurd, and then choose to live anyway. All right, let's break down how we can actually use Camus' ideas in our daily lives. Stop chasing ultimate meaning, waiting for life to reveal some hidden purpose. That'll keep you stuck forever. Instead, focus on living now. Find joy in the struggle. Just like Sisyphus, your daily grind might never end. But you can still find small wins. Your coffee in the morning, laughing with friends, finishing a creative project. Create your own meaning. Life might not come with instructions, but that's freedom. You get to decide what matters. Whether it's art, relationships, helping people, or even making YouTube videos. Live with intensity. Camus said, the point is to live everything. That means don't hold back. Travel, love deeply, take risks, chase passions, and stay present. Instead of obsessing over why am I here, focus on I am here. So what can I do with today? Camus himself wasn't some cold academic. He loved smoking, drinking, soccer, women, writing novels, hanging out with friends. He wasn't about escaping life. He was about diving into it. That's what makes his philosophy different. It's not just theory. It's a call to live fully, even when life feels meaningless. So the next time you feel stuck in your routine, alarm goes off, you drag yourself out of bed, make that same cup of coffee, deal with the same problems. Think of Sisyphus. Yeah, the rock's heavy. Yeah, it'll roll back down. But you're still pushing. And in that struggle, you can still laugh, love, and create. Camus's message isn't that life sucks. It's that life is absurd. And that's exactly why it's worth living. So maybe the real question isn't, what's the meaning of life? Maybe it's, what meaning can you create today?